Hi, City Kids! Welcome to this week's lesson about Moses. Now, Moses was a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and remember, Jacob had 12 sons, one of which, the 11th of the 12th, was Joseph, who was sold as a slave to Egypt. Now, that was a hard life for Joseph, but God had a plan because Joseph ended up saving Egypt and he was the right-hand man for the Pharaoh. So Joseph became the ruling person of the nation. But years later, a Pharaoh who did not respect the story of Joseph became intimidated by the Hebrews, the descendants of Abraham. So for hundreds of years, the Israelites, the Hebrews, Abraham's descendants, were enslaved in Egypt. To make the matter worse, a decree was made that every Hebrew boy born had to be killed. Isn't that terrible? So when Moses was born into a slave family, Moses' mom did not want to give him up, and so decided to put him in a basket and send it down a river. Remember that story? So Moses was in a little tiny boat on the river. And this is the exciting part of the story, where the princess of Egypt, Pharaoh's daughter, was at the river and spotted the basket and was curious about what was inside. And when she found out that it was a boy, she adopted Moses as her own son. So Moses, the slave child, ended up growing up in the palace. That's the amazing story. Now next week, we're going to talk more about Moses. But for today, did you even get to see Daisy's face? Yeah, Daisy's hair is growing, but she still looks very ugly from the haircut. Anyway, so that's the amazing story of Moses. All right, we'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.
Our memory verse this week is, "She named him Moses, saying, I drew him out of the water." Exodus 2:10.
Hey City Kids, Teacher Allison here. Today we started learning about the story of Moses and how Moses' mother put him in a basket when he was a baby. So today we are going to be doing a baby Moses in a basket craft. All you will need is something to color with. I'm going to be using colored pencils, a paper bowl, some glue, some paper, and then some scissors. Now, we are going to be making some grass and reeds, so if you have green paper, then you can use that, but if you don't, you can just use normal paper and then color it green. Also, if you don't have a paper bowl, you can just use any kind of paper and cut it into a circle. Let's get started.
First, we're going to cut a triangle out of our paper bowl. You can ask an adult for assistance. Next, we're going to draw baby Moses. Now, we're only going to see the top half of him peeking out from the basket, so you don't need to draw his legs, unless you want to. Now draw a little face on baby Moses. Then color him in however you'd like. Carefully cut out baby Moses. Again, if you need an adult's assistance, that is perfectly okay. Now that we have our top half of baby Moses, we're going to put him in the basket. Mine was a little too long, so I trimmed it down. Now we're going to create the grass and reeds that were around the basket. I'm making the bottom of mine rounded, that way it matches the circular bowl. Very carefully cut out your grass and reeds. Like this. You can also decorate the texture of your basket. Carefully place a little bit of glue on the front of baby Moses, because we're going to be sticking him to the basket like this. Now, add some glue to the back of your grass and reeds. Make sure you put glue on the side that you didn't color in. All right, there we go. We have baby Moses in a basket. Thanks for coloring with me. Happy Sabbath.
Hello, City Kids. Today, we are going to go on an adventure. All of us today are going to get to use all of our senses. Eyes, our nose, our mouths, our ears, and our touch to find out what it might have been like where baby Moses was set. Remember, he was put in a river. I wonder what it might have felt like. Was the water cold? Were there any plants, trees, grass, or flowers? How about animals? Do you think there might have been animals near the river? Imagine what it might have been like. To help us as we do our imagination today, well, I went out to an actual river and took some pictures and a little bit of the videos of some of the animals that might be found by the water. All right, City Kids, what did you see? Were you able to see the bunny? How about the butterfly? Did you see the snake? Gather at least 4 or 5 items you might have been able to find if you were where baby Moses had to be hidden next to the river. Get a huge container and fill it halfway with water. Then get all the little things that you found and slowly put them into the water. I found some rocks, I found a vine, and plenty of leaves, so I'm putting mine in the water. What did you find? And here's the best part. After you've slowly put all the other things you found in the water, go ahead and get some ice cubes. Next, gather little items around the house that you think might float. Here are some things I found. You can use anything you could think of. I found a small jar, a lid for a jar, and a tin of tea. You could use anything you can find. The most important part is enjoy the ice, the water, and have lots of fun. Splash, splash, splash!
When Moses was hid in his wee basket boat, God sent his angels to watch over him. When Moses was hid in his wee basket boat, God sent his angels to watch over him. When Moses was hid in his wee basket boat, God sent his angels to watch over him. When Moses was hid in his wee basket boat, God sent his angels to watch over him. Thank you for joining us. You can support children's ministry by giving online at adventistgiving.org or by mailing a donation to Glendale City Church, 610 East California Avenue, Glendale, California, 91206. Thanks!
She named him Moses, saying, I drew him out of the water. Exodus 2:10.